Ponovno lepo pozdravljeni in hvala, da ste tudi ostali. Zdaj pa bo sledil pogovor z Ruth in Tesso iz pravkar ogledanega filma. Pogovor bo potekal v angleščini. Če bi kdo potreboval prevod, naj se obrne na Marjano, ki je tukaj. Ali jo kdo potrebuje? Ok, super. Now we would like to welcome Tessa and Ruth to join us on the stage.
Thank you again for joining us here today. It was a pleasure watching this film, and we are grateful to have you here. Thank you for this project, Julie Keeps Quiet.
Tessa, so you're an actress, and Ruth, you're an actress and co-writer in this film. How did this project come to you?
You ask it to me?
Oh, you can both. Yeah.
For me, very randomly, actually. Like, I never expected to be in a movie. It just came on my path, and I thought, yeah, why not? They were searching tennis players, and I'm a tennis player, so I was a bit lucky for that. But I saw my coach sent me the message from, maybe you should try it. I showed it to my sister, like, yeah, try it. They're not going to choose you. It ended up a bit different, but I like it, and now I'm here, and it's been a great experience.
Yeah, for me, normally I'm an actress, but since a few years I started to write. And Leonardo, he really wanted to write with a woman and a mother, and I have a daughter myself of the age of Tessa. And he talked to me the first time for hours. It was one big chaos, but I really felt what he wanted to talk, what he wanted to create with this picture. And it was good chemistry, and voila, we started a journey. And in the beginning, I didn't know I was going to play the mother. I just was supposed to write. But a few months before the tournage started, I was riding my car, and he said, "Are you okay?" And I said, yes, what's wrong? Do you want to play the mother? And I had something like, yes, of course. So, voila.
That's beautiful, thank you.
Julie is your first cinema role. Was acting something that you wanted to try for a long time? And what are similarities or connections between playing tennis and acting?
So I never thought about acting before. I remember when I was little, with a friend of me who also plays in the movie, we used to make like little stories. My sister was filming them. I actually forgot about it. But recently I saw the videos again. I was like, maybe I acted before, like at home. Very small. So maybe that was a sign. But yeah, I think Julie loves tennis. I love tennis too. She combined tennis with school. What's not easy. I'm used to do that too. So there are some similarities, but what happened to Julie is really her story, and I'm lucky that I can say it never happened to me. But yeah, the tennis and the school part, I know how it's going.
Thank you.
A big part of this film is silence. Director Leonardo van Dijl said that silence is, among other things, a form of resistance. He also said that silence can be very loud and violent, even empowering. So, Ruth, as a co-writer, I think you had an interesting task. You had to turn Julie's silence into dialogue. What were the challenges and what were the work dynamics between you and Leonardo?
Yeah, it seems a bit bizarre to choose silence in a movie, but for us it became really a language. And Leonardo, he really wanted to change the topic a little bit, because we all know the victims. It's good, the Me Too movement, and it's really good, but he wanted to change the character of the victim, because otherwise victims always stay in isolation of the drama, and he really wanted to go a step further. He wanted to create a safer world, and he wanted to give Julie the chance to take her life back, and the only way to do that was to say no. I'm not gonna talk for the moment. Otherwise she would stay the victim. And by saying no, I'm not gonna talk, Julie creates a new dialogue, because all the other people around her start to notice the silence, and they hear the silence. And if you think about it, silence can be a language, but if she's heard by the others, you understand? So that's, and yeah, there's a lot to tell. You saw it, there's a lot to show, and voilà.
Tessa, how did it feel to bring silence to life?
I liked it because I'm not someone who is silent a lot, so it was a little
She
bit...
talks a lot in real life.
So it was a bit hard because there was like a role and you have to be like a little bit more quiet, and so it was completely different from who I am. But it was really interesting because it's a really important topic and a really important story, and to be part of that, I'm really happy that I could be, and I really tried to tell her story in a way that it's Julie's way. And I hope I did good, but we also did a lot of rehearsals before to make sure that I was able to do that. So I tried my best.
And it worked out great.
Thank you.
Now I would like to open up the space for the audience. So is there any question that you would like to ask Tessa or Ruth? Maybe about characters. Yeah, we have one question.
Yes, of course, we can hear you.
I think that the story could have gone both ways. We could, just as well have seen Tessa not speaking up. And I was really intrigued to see which way it was going to go. And I was wondering whether you as a co-writer were ever were you thinking, are we going to be a cliché if we end it in a positive way? Should we end it in a different way?
No, we really wanted to tell a positive story, because there's already enough drama in the world, and we know what happened to her or to Julie. So that was the decision in the beginning already. But for me, it was an eye-opening thing, because I'm almost 50. I'm from another generation than Tessa or Leonardo. He's like in the 32 or something. And for me, it was really new to change a narrative about topics like that. And it's not necessary to show the drama all the time. We feel it, we know it. Because of her silence, we feel the pain. But we really wanted to show good parents, a sweet mom, that funny joke daddy, the sweet brother, all the friends, the young people. They are good people. And for us, it was really important to show that and to work to a positive, good ending. Because, we all know she has to deal with it for the rest of her life. Sorry for my bad English.
Do we have maybe another question? You can also ask it in Slovene, if it's easier. Okay. If not, you will get another chance a bit later.
Until the end, Julie remained silent. Although I got an impression of a safe and supportive space with her family and friends, was safety something that you talked about in the process of filming?
Yeah, a lot. There was Leonardo's first goal was that everyone was comfortable on set and everyone felt safe. So he made sure that was his priority. So my dog Max is playing in the movie. That made it also a little bit more feel like home. My sister was like almost every day on set.
Every day.
Also because she liked it to see how movies are made and all those stuff. But my friends who I started playing tennis with are also my friends in the movie. So all those little things made it more feel like home and an environment that I knew. So also there was always someone I could go to if it was like a bit hard or something. It never was, but just knowing that there is the possibility to go to someone, it's already giving some less stress and all those things. So that's also the thing that we want to tell with the movie. So yeah.
The neutral color palette in combination with open, empty, almost sterile tennis courts and sport halls usually makes me feel uncomfortable and alone. On the other hand, Julie gives an impression that she would rather be there than anywhere else, even with her family or friends. How do you feel about that?
So tennis is a very lonely sport. Like, I think if you play sport on a high level, you need to be able to figure things out on your own. Especially with tennis, you're always alone on the court. You have to find a solution yourself. You're not allowed to get coached on the court while you play a match. So you're always alone in that progress, but it's a lot of fun. And it's a way for her to be herself and to fully just focus on the ball, hitting it right, doing the right thing. And she has the control about it. And I think that's also what she really likes about it. She has the control over the ball, what she wants to do, and nobody else is going to say something different. So I think that's really strong, and I think that's so beautiful about the sport.
I would like to ask you a bit about a certain scene. So the scene which moved me the most was the only one where Julie and Jeremy met in person. With all this silence and Jeremy's attitude, it made me feel very anxious. So, Ruth and Tessa, how did you and Leonardo create this tension?
Yeah, Leonardo, he really wanted... we wanted to create like... Jeremy was like a ghost in the story. We didn't want to give him too much scenes, otherwise he again would dominate the story. So we knew there was going to be one scene with him, and it's around in the middle of the story. And a funny thing, funny, it's not funny, but a few days before we were going to shoot the scene, there was a trouble with, normally we had another location, but we couldn't film in that location. And then, yeah, we found that one before the church, and it was in the period that in Belgium there was a big scandal, a Me Too scandal in church. So for us it was like a bit chemical. Yeah, it was like everything came together. Yeah, and the actor who played Jeremy, he's a fantastic actor. He plays it really good, and
yeah, because he's so much different in real life. Like, he's the nicest, sweetest
the most
person
funny guy
there is. And then he had to play this, and it was so weird the first time we had to do it because it was just making jokes all the time, and then it was like focus and doing this, and it was so weird to see because he completely changed in like this.
And Leonardo and we worked a lot on it. We did a lot of rewrites of that scene because we knew, yeah, everything has to be told in that one scene.
Yeah, so we did also, I think, 2 or 3 rehearsals before, just to make sure, also with the French, because it's not my first language, so it made it a little bit harder, but we managed to do it. So we just tried, and I think it went okay.
In Belgium, we are Flemish speaking, but she lives near the border.
I live on the language border, yeah.
French.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, did it actually make it more comfortable with the scenes on the telephone? We hear Jeremy very often on the telephone, so was this easier?
What I don't understand.
As you said, that he's a very positive guy in real life, and on the telephone, it's also quite a big tension, I think.
Yeah. But I also think the phone, like in a teenager life, the phone is so big now, and it's not because he's not there that he's not bad. Mm-hmm. He's always there because through the phone, and that's also strong that it shows it. Like the phone is like a big part of the movie because he is there, but he's not there. Mm-hmm. Even when she goes to bed, he's there. If she wakes up, the first thing she sees is a message from Jeremy, and it's such a big part of teenagers' life now. You're never alone and you're never safe anymore because you have the phone.
Now the audience has another opportunity to ask a question. There is a question.
Hello, Tessa, for you, the question. Please, since you're in sport, you said you're a real tennis player. How is it in sport for girls?
I mean,
Is it like this, or is it hard? Is it you always have someone to speak? Because we know it's a very hard life there on a court.
yeah, so I've been in 3 academies now, and it's all totally different, but my experience were all good. Like, there are some mental pressure in sports. I think there should be some pressure because you want to win tournaments, the coaches expect you to win tournaments, but there has to be limits. I know friends of me who really stopped playing tennis because there was too much pressure and she couldn't handle it. And I think it's strong that she said, like, I stopped, like, I need time for myself. But there are more and more people you can go to in the academies to talk about those stuff, but still not enough. And I think the academies that I was in, they did a really great job, but there are still clubs or academies that are not that good. So I really hope that we still improve in that. But in the other way, I'm like, we shouldn't have to have people to go talk to. It should not happen, and then you don't need those people.
Unfortunately,
we still do, and we really hope through this movie that we can find more like a preventive way of finding those. But yeah, you hear a lot of stories in the sport world with girls and coaches in gymnastics, all those, and it's really hard sometimes.
And because of that, it's really important that Osaka
Naomi
came
Osaka
to support this movie because she's your big hero.
She is what she meant for the tennis world, and like I think the sport world in general. It's really important. Like, she set her boundaries. Like, I don't want to do this or this. I need a break. And it's really strong because she really talks about it open. And like, I remember when I was little, I looked at her really like, wow, if she can do it, I can do it. And I really hope that other girls or other sporters can also relate to that. Because she meant a lot. And also because she's a part of the movie now as executive producer, we can reach so many more people, and that's so important. So I'm really thankful for that too.
Thank you for the movie. It's not a question, it's a comment about... I had a feeling that we see 2 different approaches to coaching. We don't see Jeremy, how is he working, but we see the effects on the girls. And then we have the new coach, and I had a feeling that Julie, without words, she's really more relaxed. She starts to have fun. So I think that's really also important, and we can see like 2 different approaches to sport and to girls and boys. So yeah, thank you for that, and congratulations for the acting.
Thank you.
It's amazing. Thank you.
And was there a question on the balcony?
So, any more questions? If not, we will move on. Okay. I want to discuss the film's visual portrayal. So, Julie Keeps Quiet was made on film. Usually, in such cases, less takes can be made compared with digital camera filming because film stock itself is expensive. How did it look on the set?
We rehearsed a lot, and for everybody and for me, because I'm an older actress, for you it's the first time, but it's a very special feeling that you're aware that it costs a lot and that you have to do it right, and it's important what you do. So it creates an extra level of, yeah, I've got to do it now, and it has to be good, and I like the focus, and it was a good extra to the story we told.
I also think it made, like, because we were all teenager, non-experienced actors, and we knew that we shot on pellicula. that we had to be like focused, because teenagers, if they're like a little bit free, it can go the other side. But it was really like, okay, if we shoot, we do it good and we stay focused, and afterwards we can do whatever we want. But also you hear the camera every time. It's like money, 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 money. And so every take, it's like, okay, it's more money, and then you are aware of it, but in a certain way, I liked it because it's like the little pressure again that you're under.
Tennis game.
It is like it was all like winning a match, like trying to find a way, and I liked it.
Okay, now as you two played a mother and daughter, what did you learn from each other?
A lot. Like, for me, everything was totally new, and I think Ruth was very soon like in the casting too. She helped me a lot through that. But it's the same in tennis. If you play against a better player, you will automatically play better. And I think it was the same thing. Because she's such a great actor, I became better. But also just on set, she was just always there, like a mom. So.
Yeah, and otherwise, for me, it was like sporters have like a same focus than actors. She reacts immediately if the director says, "Try it like that," or try it. She immediately incorporates the critique, and she transforms it in something new. And it was like I worked with a professional. So.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you, Ruth and Tessa, for joining us today. It was a pleasure to meet you and talk to you. We wish you luck on your future projects, both in tennis and in film. Thanks again, and have a nice time in Ljubljana and at the LIFFe Festival.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Rad pa bi se še zahvalil tudi vam, da ste ostali in sodelovali pri pogovoru. Želim vam lep preostanek večera. Hvala.